Welcome back. 3 years after January 6th, and more than 460 Americans have been imprisoned for various degrees of participation in a riot at the Capitol. We've watched many who shook hands with police and peacefully moved around inside the Capitol. Some of the video you see here get sent to prison for years. And just yesterday, 72-year-old Rebecca Lavrenz, known as the Praying Grandma, was convicted on all 4 charges against her: entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building, and parading, demonstrating, or picketing in a Capitol building, the charges. Lavrenz never broke into the building. She went inside long after the chaos to look around. One of the people that were just walking around single file like everybody else. And of course, you must remember that we see protests in Capitol buildings all the time. But when it's terror supporters slamming Israel or soulless protests for late-term abortion on demand, it's generally celebrated by the members of Congress. But a great-grandmother running a small business clearly is an enemy of the state, and Rebecca Lavrenz joins me tonight to talk more about this. Rebecca, thank you so much for coming on, and for doing this. Despite you've just been convicted, you're facing $200,000 in fines, up to a year in jail. Can you tell us exactly what you did at the Capitol on January 6th?
Well, first of all, Rob, I want to thank you for having me on,
Sure.
for letting my voice be heard. Not many other people let me think I should be able to do that. So I went to the Capitol basically to pray and fast for our nation. And I was peacefully there, wanting to make my presence known. I felt God had me there on an assignment when he told me to go. After praying about it, drove 25 hours and went there, prayed our 1620 Mayflower Compact Covenant at a prayer platform. While I was there, watched what was going on, saw so many patriotic, joyful people standing up for their love for our country, and ended up feeling like God wanted me to go into that Capitol building to let my presence be known and exercise my First Amendment rights, which says we have no Congress shall not pass a law to restricting the free expression of speech or to address grievances. And I felt like I went there for that reason.
Understood. When you went, can I ask, when you went into the Capitol building, was there a door open that you walked in, or I mean, how did you get into the building? And when you went inside, what did you do?
Well, I went inside. Well, I just saw the doors open, and I thought, well, if the doors are open, they're letting us in. So I went in. My report, the FBI report, shows me actually chatting with a police officer. Went in there, and the thing I felt was, I'm actually in Knoxville right now. I'm from Colorado Springs. 3 of my youngest grandchildren are here, live in Knoxville, and those were the 3 children that I saw in my mind's eye when I went into that Capitol building. I said to myself, all I could say was, I will not let my country go down on my watch to the ideologies of communism, stripping my freedoms away from me, and whatever I'm to do. That's why I went there. They're actually here.
You went into open doors. You're seen on video having a conversation, a relatively pleasant conversation with a police officer inside the Capitol, and now you're facing a year in prison. Former President Trump posted about you on his social media site, saying that you are one of Joe Biden's J6 hostages, that he spends more time prosecuting people like you and himself than the criminals that are destroying the country, effectively, is what he said. I also want to play for you just something here from one of Fox's top political analysts, a guy named Karl Rove, who said this while on an MSNBC panel about a few weeks ago. Take a listen to this.
Every one of those sons of who did that, we ought to find them, try them, and send them to jail. And one of the critical mistakes made in this campaign is that Donald Trump has now said, I'm going to pardon those people because they're hostages. No, they're not. They're thugs.
Obviously, there's different degrees of participation in what we saw that day. I don't imagine you view yourself as a thug.
No, not really. I'm a very kind person. Love God. Love people. That's why I have a bed and breakfast, because I love hospitality and making people feel welcomed and at home, and never broke the law other than probably a little speeding ticket, because I like to get where I got to go.
Are you scared that you're going to be sentenced in August? What are your feelings right now?
I'm just I was actually in disbelief when they read those charges of not guilty. I got to take the witness stand and give my defense for about 4 or 5 hours on Monday, and I was actually in disbelief because I thought there still was justice in our country. But apparently, it's not. There's no fear in me, because when I was a teenager, I gave my life to God, and I said, my life's not my own. I'm not going to fear anyone. It took a process, but our Thomas Jefferson said, if you fear the government, that's tyranny. If the government fears you, that's freedom. And that's my motto. I'm not going to fear. I'm here to raise up a godly generation, bring our country back to its foundation, that this is a godly country and we don't need to be afraid. We need to walk free. And I'm here to encourage people to not be afraid. We have to get our country back. And it's a grassroots movement to wake America up. And that's why I say thank you for letting my voice be heard. That's the first thing I heard when I heard I was guilty. They want to put me away, but I have at least 4 months that I can get the word out to wake up, save our country.
Well, Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us and telling us your story. You seem like a wonderful person. I can't fathom that they could actually put you in a jail. I really hope they don't, and we will follow your story. And thank you again for sharing it with us.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, Rob. Appreciate you letting me on.
You got it.